What's interesting is this is a great segue into the Giants offseason because the Giants also did not make the playoffs, and they also dipped into the CBT waters when they signed Blake Snell this
Hmm.
year. So they're in a similar situation, and I'm calling it right now, guys. Like, don't expect any. I'll call it any big splashes into McCovey Cove this offseason. They're not going to happen.
Oh,
They are not going to happen. I don't. We already know. We already our new president already negotiated a shit deal for Chapman and Buster Posey, and the idea of like, yes, should they have the money to go get a Juan Soto? Sure. Does that sound great? Yes. But what is Juan Soto really going to do for the Giants, guys, unless they go out and get another power hitter? Because the reason Soto's having his best season is he's protected in this lineup. Remember his last season with the Washington Nationals? What, he get walked 120 fucking times? Great. Walk him 120 times with the Giants because you have okay hitters behind him, but no one that by putting him on base is necessarily going to hit the ball over the wall. So,
mm.
so let's just go with everyone's pie in the sky Juan Soto theory. Well, then you got to go and get Pete Alonso, or or make a trade for another like 30 plus home run hitter guy, a legit, to put behind Soto. Because if you don't, they're just not going to pitch to him. Just like fast go to Barry Bonds at the end of his career. I mean, you know, it just you're just not going to get pitched to. So I think it's a dumb idea. I think it's unrealistic too. What I think they are going to do, though, I mean, obviously, I think Blake Snell's gone. I mean, he said his little, oh, I'd love to come back, but he's not. He's going to probably go get a nice, I think this year with the way he pitched in those last like 10 or 12 games of the season, he's going to be able to go get a nice multi-year deal for that. And I don't know that I necessarily want him for a multi-year deal yet at this point because, you know, he seems a little injury prone at this point. So, you know,
Well, he was hurt. He was hurt at the beginning of the season, and then he chose not to pitch in his last start for you guys
yeah, to
to
protect
focus on his
himself.
free agency. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think he told you everything you needed to know in San Francisco. That he
Yeah.
doesn't give a fuck about you guys, or he probably doesn't care about anything except for what his next deal is going to be. So
But
seems like a
I
red
mean,
flag.
let's talk reality here. The Giants have a pretty solid starting pitching core in place. What they don't have is a bullpen. So here's my thought of what they're going to do. They're going to go after guys like Tanner Scott, Dave Robertson, Andrew Chafin, Daniel Hudson this offseason to fortify the bullpen. If they are able to do that, they are able to muster enough offense with with the with the way the starting pitchers can keep the teams in check. So if they're able to do that and turn it over to a competent bullpen, there's nothing to prevent them from being a wild card team next year. I mean, they're not gonna. The Dodgers are a machine. I'm hoping they flame out to the Mets. It sounds dirty to even say that, but I'm not a much of a Mets fan either. But um, I mean, it
It's
would
all
be,
gross in the NL.
yeah. So, I mean, it's there. The younger talent's there. Maybe they can get some mid-level, decent veteran type of position players, a couple, not, huge signings that, you know, are part of what the Giants' way is and fills in those few gaps they're going to have. Um, I feel like they'll be decent enough. But the one thing that is all indications are pointing to there's not going to be any type of reset. They're moving forward with this something we saw a lot here in Chicago with the White Sox and Rick Hahn is this. Well, we got enough pieces here. If we just fill in with a couple of these guys here and there, we'll be competitive. So um, I'm uh, I'm not I'm not sure what's exactly going to happen, but I honestly think that's the direction they're going.
Well, have you heard much from Buster Posey, like specifically what his philosophies are, or how he wants to rebuild or go forward with the organization? Because you knew a little bit of the plan with Farhan Zahidi. That's obviously been thrown out the window. I think it's going to be interesting to see how beyond Posey's first move, which seems egregiously bad for the Giants, the deal he signed with Matt Chapman. It's going to be interesting to see what his philosophies or what his strategies are going forward. Without any front office experience, who his lieutenants are, like who's advising him, like how the decisions are being made. I think you're right. How attacking the bullpen via free agency is might be a strategy, but you mentioned Rick Hahn, and that was definitely his strategy in 2021, 2021. That didn't work out so well. They spent a
No.
lot of money on the bullpen, and that is part of the reason he's unemployed today. Uh, so it's a dangerous thing, but it seems like that's the position the Giants are in right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think ownership has any interest in going over the competitive balance tax next year for the reasons you stated with the Cubs. So they too are in the same boat and are gonna sell us on some beans, some magic San Francisco Giants beans, and we'll see what happens. So
Mm. These are bleak, interesting times for the podcast. As we kind of, I feel like this is kind of like Groundhog Day. We keep staying on the hamster wheel with most of our franchises. They keep getting the same story. Like what's going to happen next? What's going to change? What's going to change? Tigers caught lightning in a bottle and inexplicably made the playoffs, but the rest of the teams we follow are woefully inadequate right now, and kind of difficult to see where the next move is going to be. It's going to put them over the top.
Word Hole Media.